Well, I think it's trying to help with the immediate humanitarian situation. I personally, and I think this is the same for most of British public opinion, wouldn't support a military intervention on the ground in Iraq, not even perhaps with aircraft like the United States. But we are trying hard, quite clearly, to drop supplies, water, food, etc., for the people exposed on the hillsides in Iraq, as we did in 1991 with the Kurds. I think that's the right thing to be doing. We're very good at it.
They could have a new Prime Minister soon. This is Haider al-Abadi, a man educated here in the UK at Manchester University. He lived in exile in London when Saddam was in power. Do you think he could make a difference? He's
not a well-known name. He doesn't have any natural constituency across the whole territory of Iraq. He's somebody out of the Shiite community. The proof is in the eating of the pudding on that one. We'll have to see what transpires, but it's a very difficult job.
This part of the world is incredibly broken up along religious lines. I mean, the fact the wider world now knows more about the Yazidi religion shows just how varied people's affiliations are in this part of the world, and therefore how difficult it is to work in.
But actually, Matt, this is happening everywhere, that people are breaking down into their local communities, that there's wider freedom of choice everywhere. People are freer and on the whole more prosperous to do what they want to do, and governments are weaker. And that comes through, first of all, in weaker states like Iraq and Syria. So this is a global phenomenon coming out very nastily in the Middle East, but it is the trend in this generation.
But it does mean that the people in these places are looking at the bigger players in the world, like Britain, like the US, to do something. What about neighbours like Iran? Couldn't Iran do more in what's going on in neighbouring Iraq?
Iran has done a certain amount in Iraq over the past 11 years, some of it malign, some of it benign. They won't want to have troops on the ground overtly in Iraq, and Iraqis won't want them there.
Where do you see the situation going? Are IS, the Islamic State, going to get stronger, or can they be contained?
The larger that IS tries to become, the more vulnerable they become. Their footprint will be larger, they'll make more enemies. And they're already making enemies of the Americans, which is quite dangerous for them, as we're seeing. I don't believe that they can take over and hold wide swathes of territory, but likewise, they're very efficient fighters. They're very difficult to eradicate. What is needed is a society and a government in Iraq that works across the different sectarian and tribal divides. That will get rid of the Islamic State.
So Jeremy Greenstock, thank you very much indeed.